Yo, what's going on guys? Back working on the LS today. Not doing a whole lot in this video. Basically just going to try and figure out some of the fitment issues on the passenger side. I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, just going to clean up the flares a little bit. Get some primer on them just so that they don't rust any further. Probably put some sealant in the insides. Yeah, that's about it. It's not going to be anything too exciting. The main thing is just trying to get that fitment figured out on that side. Alright, so for some reason this wheel seems to poke out just slightly further. It also seemed like it had slightly less camber than the other side, which is weird because the S9 arms are maxed out. And they're also maxed out on the other side. So I have no idea why it would be doing that, but side to side can be thrown off a little bit sometimes. Now, options that I have is I could adjust the stock camber with the camber bolts on the lower control arm. Not entirely sure if it's going to let me do that because in most cases with a car this old, the camber bolt is usually fused together with the bushing inside of the control arm. So I doubt that I'm going to be able to do that. The other option I'm thinking about doing is this fender was actually kind of trashed up before, and I have a feeling that where this was welded, it actually sat in a little bit further just because the fender was so like chewed up. So I think what I'm going to try and do, which it may be kind of ridiculous, is take a fender roller to this inside lip right here and try and push that out with the flare on it. Hopefully it doesn't like break any of the welds, because otherwise we'll have to re-weld this, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do to make it work. So yeah, I'm going to wait for Hunter to get over here with the fender roller so we can do that, but right now let me show you where this thing sits at the moment. Alright, so as you can tell, we're sitting like perfectly fender lip right now, which is just not going to do it because all of the weight of the car is then going to be sitting on this part of the flare, which I'm not trying to break it off, and especially once I have the bodywork on there, I'm not trying to take risks of it flexing and cracking any of the Bondo. So yeah, it's kind of weird because the other side sits in like maybe 10 mil further, so I don't know how it would end up sitting out that far. The camber may be off, but it shouldn't account for that much, so I do think that the fender actually has a little bit to do with it. But yeah, like I said, we're going to try pull that out with a fender roller and see what happens. Alright, while I wait for Hunter to get over here, I'm just going to sand this light bit of surface rust off of this. I did sand this the other day and then I didn't get around to spraying primer over it. So just going to take this little bit off and then just spray some primer over this, and what did I get? This is relatively close to white, just the idea being that I want this to look as natural as possible so that I can kind of see how it's going to look. Obviously it's not going to look like anything today because all the tacks are still there and they haven't been sanded, but either way it'll look like more of a one-piece thing as opposed to it does right now. Alright, I'm going to attempt to make use out of one of my shipping bags and put this over my tires. Yeah, it's good enough. Not really worried about it. Fucking custom, brother. Oh my god, you got overspray on your fucking car. Oh my god. Really not worried. People have been posting in the comments, RIP your paint, RIP blah blah blah, because I got metal shavings over everything. The whole car is going to get repainted after this, so it really doesn't matter that much. And I'm probably going to redo all of the chrome trim around the car anyway, so I'm not particularly worried about this. Took this off just to make you guys happy, but didn't know if any of you guys knew this, but the chrome trim actually comes on this separate little piece right here that clips in there, and then this piece goes over the top of that. Oh, look at that. Up. Is that a Toyota logo? Wow. For some reason I think I have a bunch of high spots, like all of these right here. That's really weird. So as soon as I get that fitment figured out, I'm probably going to start doing the bodywork on this. Pretty excited about it, a little bit nervous, never done bodywork before, so I don't think it's going to be too crazy. Yeah, like the corners of it are going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm not super worried about it. I'm more just excited to get to it and figure it out. Okay, so I forgot that I hadn't filmed this yet. Okay, so if you guys have been following along with the story of this body kit, the aero on this car, you'll know that as far as I knew, I was reuniting a kit that had been separated for close to 10 years. I found out a little bit more information on it, actually, like quite a bit more. Okay, so I started researching, just trying to find anything, and the first place that I looked, weirdly enough, was Vlean's website. Of course, it's a Vlean kit that it was modified. But anyway, started going through their website, just looking for blah blah blah. I noticed that they had a gallery section. There wasn't really a whole lot in there, and I noticed that there was a section called User's Car. I was like, okay, that's cool. It's probably, you know, customers or whatever. So I clicked on that, and it's basically split up into sections of different precincts in Japan, which I guess is like different states or counties or whatever. And so I'm just going through them one by one. I click on the first one, scroll through, look for any UCF 20s. Every single one of them that I, you know, find, I'll click on and look at the pictures in detail and check that it, you know, it does or it doesn't have this kit. So I get to, I think there's like 10 or so, right? I get to the third from the bottom, which is the Yamaguchi Prefecture. And, you know, like 4 results down, there is a white UCF 20. I'm like, from the like thumbnail picture, I can see that the front bumper does not have the horizontal grille slats, and it doesn't have a front plate mounted where they usually would be. So I click on it. First picture is obviously the thumbnail enlarged. I'm like, that front bumper's the same as mine. Next picture, side on angle. Those skirts are the ones I'm trying to get. Third picture, rear bumper. This exact bumper. So I have found the car that this kit came off of. Now, the reason that I know that this kit came off of that exact car is because I posted it on Instagram and basically said that I thought I'd found it, went through a little bit of the history, and just put it out there. I asked, does anybody know this car? I would like to find out who owned it. Pretty quickly, like within 10 minutes, I had a comment from somebody. Okay, so I had a comment from USKDM_VK_LibertyVIP. Said, this Celsior was my friend's car. I was like, really? So I messaged the guy. Sure enough, he said, unfortunately, he's no longer in the custom car industry. But I sent him pictures of the kit, and he said, yes, that is the aero off of his car. I asked him a bunch of other questions too, like in the pictures I could see that the Aimgain Cygnus diffuser was not on the rear bumper in the time of those pictures, but it was obviously added afterwards. I asked him about that. I hadn't gotten any response. I don't know if he was maybe just sick of me asking questions, but I was very excited nonetheless. So I had found the car that this kit came off of in Japan. I believe it was in 2009 that car was around, and then I assume it was broken between 2010 2012. Everything was exported out to the US by, I'm not sure if it was actually Japanese Classics. It might be Japan Parts Service, which somebody told me is related to Japanese Classics. Either way, they're both in Richmond, Virginia, and then all of the parts were sold separately, and I have now bought each of the parts, minus the skirts, yet. Know where they are, though, and it is going to be reunited on my car. That to me is the coolest thing ever. Now, I will post a link in the description to the page where you can go see the car. There's a little bit of a write-up on it. You have to translate it from Japanese, but the bit that it does say about the bumpers is that it's a front bumper. It's a premium existence bumper. It says the side skirts were revised, which is basically they were modified. Same thing for the rear bumper. Now, it doesn't say the front bumper was modified, but you can see in the pictures it is the same one as this. It doesn't have the plate recess, and it has no side markers, as well as the horizontal grille slits are gone. But yeah, that's literally crazy. That kit is now on my car, like, so many years later, and even after being split up for so long and destroyed too. Like, parts of this kit were like absolutely ruined, and I'm like restoring it all. And I don't know, there's something really special about that. And honestly, I'd love to find the actual guy and just send him some pictures and be like, hey, here is your kit, like, over 10 years later. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to drag on too much, just very exciting. Hunter coming in clutch, bringing me the fender off. We're get a little bit of pressure on this, heat this up, super nice, and just see what it does. Same shit. Alright, so I took the roller to the actual flare this time, right here, and then on the outside. It looked like it was pushing it out a bunch, but I'm gonna jack it up and see where it's at now. Very, very slight difference. Probably can't tell on camera, but it looks like it's sunken in like very, very slightly. It's still got a little bit further to come out. I'll leave that on there and hopefully it'll cool down in the spot that I want it in. No idea if this is gonna work, I'm just trying shit at this point. Okay, so that did work. Although for some reason this is not going as low as the other side. It seems like the tire's already hitting the top, which is super weird, because it obviously tucks a little bit on the other side. But it is not hitting anymore. It's still basically fender to lip, but it actually doesn't touch. So I'll take that for the time being. I guess I'm going to put it on the ground and just make sure that everything's good with it, but that's good news. Fuck yes. Oh, that shit's fucking tucking. No, dude, the fitment on this side is even better than the other side now. Holy shit. That looks so fucking good. Fuck yes. Alright, well, I am pretty content with that. That does look fucking amazing. Alrighty, that was a massive pain in the ass, but I'm gonna end off the video. Probably be back here this week, getting to bodywork on this, I think. So tune in for that. Also, if you guys haven't been to the website, cop some of the merchandise. Futura shirt is being discontinued. There's not very many left. Go pick one up while you can. And then the Fitment shirts, there's not a whole lot of those left either. But should be doing a new drop relatively soon. I'm just shopping around to find a new supplier right now because I quit my job and I did work for my supplier. So now I don't, and I'm not on good terms with them because they suck. So bear with me. New drop is coming relatively soon, and I'm going to be a vendor at Gatlinburg. Confirmed that yesterday. Paid the invoice, so we're all good to go on that. Looking for booth cars. If you have a high-end VIP car and you want to be a booth car, hit hit me up, send me some pictures, some information, Instagram DMs or through email or whatever. Hit me up, let me see what you have, and it's going to be a really sick show, but it's going to be a lot of prep work for that. This car's not going to be there, there's absolutely no way it's going to be done, but we're still going to be working on it, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of prep work, getting all merchandise and new designs and everything ready for that show. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, we'll see you soon. Peace.